Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into Arbitrum, a project that's seen it all, from massive, headline-grabbing hype to the quiet, foundational work that really matters. We're going to trace its story, following a path from the highest peaks of public attention right down into the trenches where the real strength is built. And really, this one quote says it all. You've got the highest peaks. Think of the massive ARB token airdrop. I mean, that brought an incredible amount of visibility, right? But the real lasting power, that comes from the trenches. This is the deep, often invisible liquidity that makes the whole ecosystem actually work and keeps it resilient. This contrast, it's the key to the whole Arbitrum strategy. All right, first things first, let's just quickly set the stage for what we're talking about here. To keep this really focused, we're going to zero in on one big question. How did Arbitrum become such a dominant Layer 2 solution? And the answer isn't just about the tech. It's about a very specific strategy for building an ecosystem that's made to last. So yeah, our subject is Arbitrum. At its core, it's an Ethereum Layer 2 network, designed to make transactions way faster and cheaper. But our goal here isn't just to talk about the tech. We want to understand the story of its growth and how it became this thriving financial ecosystem. So let's start at the very top. Scaling the peaks. This is the part of the story everyone sees. These are the moments that grab the headlines and pull in thousands and thousands of users. But what does a peak actually look like when we're talking about a crypto network? What are we really seeing? These peaks are those huge surges of growth and public attention. For Arbitrum, the big one was that token airdrop in early 2023. It just created this absolute frenzy of user excitement. You also had viral apps launching that brought in wave after wave of new people, putting Arbitrum right at the summit of visibility in the crypto world. But here's the thing. Hype doesn't last forever. The real story of Arbitrum's staying power isn't found on those peaks. Nope, it's way down in the trenches. That's the network's hidden strength. So if the peaks are all about hype and being in the spotlight, what on earth do we find when we go down into these foundational trenches? The difference is just everything. The peaks are exciting, for sure, but they're also volatile. They can lead to all sorts of problems like network congestion and crazy high fees. The trenches, though, they represent stability. This foundational layer is what lets developers build with real confidence and lets users transact reliably, even after all the hype has moved on. And the treasure you find in these trenches is liquidity. Simply put, this is the pool of assets just sitting there, available within the ecosystem. It's the lifeblood. It's what makes sure you can trade your tokens or borrow or lend without causing huge price swings or watching your transactions fail. It is the essential grease in the gears that makes it all work smoothly. And this is really the core idea of the whole thing. The peaks are literally built on top of the trenches. All that visible excitement, all that growth, it's only possible because of the deep, hidden strength that this foundational liquidity provides. Without it, those peaks would just crumble. So, what's the end game? What's the result of focusing so much on this foundational strength instead of just chasing hype? Well, the goal is to get to a state they call Arbitrum Everywhere. Now, Arbitrum Everywhere isn't just some catchy marketing slogan. It's describing the results of a strategy that puts substance way ahead of speculation. It's about getting to a point of widespread organic adoption because the foundation is just that rock solid. And the path to everywhere follows a really clear logic. First, you build the foundation with that deep liquidity in the most important protocols. Then you get integration, where cool projects like GMX and TreasureDAO can plug right into that base. That in turn attracts waves of users, which drives adoption. And finally, you get this incredible expansion, a network effect where Arbitrum just becomes the default, go-to choice for new projects and users. So this is the main takeaway from this whole journey. That hidden foundational strength that they cultivated down in the trenches, that is what makes sustainable, widespread growth possible. It's what leads to everywhere. The peaks stop being these fleeting moments and become permanent fixtures, all because of the incredible depth built underneath them. Which, of course, leaves us with one last question. Now that Arbitrum has built this incredible foundation, what new territories is it going to conquer? With new tech like Orbits that lets whole chains launch on top of Arbitrum, while its expansion might just be getting started. Thanks for watching.